Thunder cracked overhead, a grim herald of what was to come. Barely a minute later, the sky seemed to split open and unleash a torrent of freezing cold rain. And Chloe Ellis was caught without her umbrella, clutching a rocky wall near 100 feet off the ground. Shit! She hadn't anticipated the weatherman's predicted 20% chance of rain would come with a furious thunderstorm. Within an hour of her climb, dark clouds had swept over the topaz blue skies and eclipsed the sun. Lightning flashed in the distance. Well, damn! What do I do now? She wedged her body into the crack leading toward the high summit, hoping to escape the brunt of the wind and rain. Of the 3 options available to her, none held any appeal. She could stay hanging where she was and hope the rain passed soon, attempt to make her way down, or keep pressing for the cliffs. Wiping water from her face, she gazed around for an alternative. The fissure in the rock face widened several feet above her, so she made her way up and breathed a quiet prayer of thanks for the small ledge at the top. It was a place to rest safely and wait out the storm. The narrow shelf extended farther than she'd thought at first glance. Chloe wriggled back into the crawl space to get out of the rain. Loose grit, shifted beneath her hands, skittered down a dark passage. She fetched a flashlight from her backpack and eased down the crumbling slope. Water ran in narrow rivulets from the mountain shelf behind her, plastering her hair to the back of her neck. Should have brought Freddie with me, she thought. Now I'm here alone and hiding from the rain. Freddie, her on-again, off-again boyfriend, had practically begged to come along on this trip. He wanted to work things out, promised he'd be a changed man. They could camp and make love under the stars. Of course, he was only the most recent train wreck in a chain of failed romances. Before Freddie, she had dated Malcolm, the hottie at the law firm where she practiced her paralegal work. Dating him had been a dream. He had a sweet personality, a stable income as a lawyer, and he seemed to love her dearly. Until she returned a day ahead of schedule from a visit to care for her ailing father. Chloe had walked into their shared home to discover Malcolm urging his weekend lay to hide in the closet. 4 years. She swept it all down the drain that day and refused to hear out his ridiculous excuses about becoming too drunk to say no. How he'd come out to drink with pals who later wouldn't excuse his behavior and ratted him out because they'd warned him not to do it. 3 of them broke the bro code in an effort to step in for their friend. So she went against her better judgment and began to date Freddie, Malcolm's physical trainer, and a man with a body like an Olympian. The sex was great, and the way he treated her was even better, or so it seemed.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.